Hundreds of pages of new evidence released today in the case against Casey Anthony.
But it's what wasn't in that release that could be crucial in the state's case.
Absent from today's documents, Kaylee's autopsy report.
Tonight, WESH 2's Kendra Astrike talked with an attorney who believes how Kaylee died will show if Casey's life should be on the line. She has the big story live from outside the medical examiner's office. Kendra?
That's right, Martha. The Orange County Medical Examiner tells WESH 2 News she has come to some conclusions about what happened to Kaylee. Autopsy results that were supposed to come out today but have been temporarily blocked by a judge at the Anthony's request. It could be telling information that shows why the state is seeking the death penalty against Casey.
I am surprised it came from the grandparents.
Grandparents George and Cindy Anthony asked a judge and succeeded to temporarily block the release of 2-year-old Kaylee Anthony's autopsy results. The Anthony's attorney says disclosure will cause the family great anguish. But defense attorney Richard Hornsby believes that isn't a good enough legal reason to seal the records and says the motion should have come from Casey and her defense team.
But I suspect the real reason that they're requesting it rather than Miss Anthony is so that it doesn't look bad upon Miss Anthony as if she has something to hide.
Is there something to hide in the undisclosed documents? Medical examiner Dr. Jan Garavalia tells WESH 2 News Kaylee's cause of death is still homicide by unknown means. But Dr. G says in her 30-plus page report, she has an opinion about what happened to the little girl based on tests and other evidence.
The question is, she apparently may have come to a conclusion that this death was intentionally caused. If that's the case, I can see someone not wanting that disclosed.
Casey's behind bars, charged with her daughter's death, facing the death penalty. But so far, the state hasn't released the evidence it has to put the death penalty on the table. The autopsy findings could show that.
How much pain did Kaylee Anthony possibly suffer before she died? Because if she suffered a lot, that's an aggravating factor. They've got to be in the autopsy. And if they're not in the autopsy, that raises even more questions that we as a public need to know is, are elected official using the death penalty improperly as a way to get someone to plead to an offense?
Now, a hearing is expected as early as next week. A judge could decide to lift the hold and release Kaylee's autopsy report. Live in downtown Orlando, Kendra Astrike, WESH 2 News.
Meantime, new evidence released today details Casey's mental health and her